Welcome back to the Be Forever Cool podcast. My name is Rex45, and this is Vroom Wednesday night version of Motorcycle Talk with Reese, Smitty, TJ. What's going on, fellas? How you guys doing this evening?
Pretty good, man. How about you?
Man, as you heard off before we started, I'm ready for a nap, but I'll make it do what it do. I can't complain because Reese seems like he's been away from home for at least a week or two by now with the traveling he's been doing. So
try 2 months, man. Try 2 months.
Oh man, yeah, that's what's up. And you're smiling.
All you can do, man, is just smile and go. That's it.
After a while, you're so tired. I guess that's all you can do because it's just
right.
Like you're on autopilot in a sense. TJ, what's good, man?
So, man, it's just trying to get ready for this June Loudon Classic. Just see all the festivities. It's going to be a big weekend because it's also Laconia Bike Week. It's just when you drive up to Laconia where you could just see bikes everywhere, barely any cars, just to feel at home. So that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, I wish I was there, man. I interviewed John Grush last night. We were chopping it up and talking about the classic and just how it came about and stuff like that. That interview is going to be aired on Sunday, but it's going to be crazy. $400,000, the purse, the biggest purse in the U.S., and it's out of New Hampshire. So there's some history there, and so it should be some good riding. Hopefully the weather will be good.
And I was going to say the Loudon Class has been going on forever. I haven't really known that.
Yeah, it's 102nd running. So
yeah, so when this all started, the Classic, it was cool to see, some professional riders going for a big purse at, our home track, I would say. But the first time it rained out, so the 101st was, more of a better promotion. So now this being the third year that it's kind of like marketed a little bit, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, and like I said, that $400,000 is a lot of money. They got that super street fighter class, and so there's some. I think it's like 100 grand in that class just alone. So
and Gillum won last year.
Yeah, well, he won in the super sport class in the dash, but like the hooligan class, so you can get like the KTM Dukes and or Street Fighter Ducati or whatever. So it'll be interesting to see. I know like Eli, I think he's on a Duke. He's gonna be on a Duke doing the hooligan class and stuff like that. You'll be there and you can report on it. But let's talk about MotoGP and what went down in the UK, guys. We'll start with TJ. What were your thoughts about the overall weekend? Reese, you weren't here last week, but I called Bezzecchi to be on the podium. Also Morbidelli and Pecco. Full disclosure, but TJ, what are your thoughts of the weekend overall, man?
I mean, I thought it was an amazing race weekend. It's one of those weekends where I want to rewatch the races, just because how intense and exciting it was. As far as the fan base, it's a big track, and I don't think the fans is like, what we've been seeing past couple of rounds. And for GP, I don't think there's any British riders. So, but overall, I mean, where we stand with everyone racing, it was high intensity for sure. The outcome couldn't be any better. Very unexpected, and well deserved for a lot of riders.
Yeah, I completely agree. And we're going to dive into the craziness that happened over the weekend. Mr. Honda guy, two podiums, 2 weekends. I mean, more Honda guys coming out the dark corners of the earth now.
ain't more coming out. We've been here. We ain't going anywhere. We ain't leave. Be here the entire time. Just kind of quiet. We're still around, but it was a great race, man. Especially how it started and with Mark crashing, Adams crashing and getting a second chance again. Because I ain't gonna lie, man, he crashed. I was pretty bummed out, man. But then Scott somehow got some second chance. I'm like, yo, we're back in it again. So it's a good race, Can't complain at all. I enjoyed it.
Man, listen, when Mark got back to the pit, I was like, boo.
I bet you were a freaking hater. You deserve it.
Reese, man, what are your thoughts about the race? And like TJ and Smitty says, is it one of the most exciting races you've seen in MotoGP in a long time?
I mean, actually, it was a good race. It was an exciting race. I mean, like anybody knows in racing, it ain't over to the fat lady sings. I mean, anything can happen in racing. So it was it was good to see, Bezzecchi up there. It was good to see, a different brand besides the Ducati show. So, and to see Honda with Zarco up there, I mean, that was kind of amazing. So, I mean, I honestly say that was a good race.
Okay. I agree. I have another question for you guys. And do you think, and I'm posing this because of Aleix caused the red flag. Do you think wild card riders should start in a different wave?
No.
No.
If they qualify within a spot, start there. I mean, why should they?
Well, I mean, I think that the thing to say is that he hasn't been on the bike as often as the main riders, and we've seen it with Pedrosa when Pedrosa came back at Red Bull Ring and low-sided and caused the test rider for Aprilia there to get all jacked up. We see that with test riders that they tend to. Even though Aleix just stopped racing last year, it's still, I mean, you know how it is. The reflexes are not the same if you're not doing it at that level.
I mean, I get it, but you're going to use the one guy that crashed as a reason to change some major rule? Nah. It's kind of like,
it's not the one. That's what I'm saying. That's why I use Pedrosa as an example year before last.
Even if that's what 2 and 1 a year, that's a small part of the pie to change rules. Honestly, overreaction.
So I think they should start wherever they deserve. I think this was a freak accident. I think we all know Aleix and Morbidelli have a little history. From the sprint race, if we see the first corner, there was one bike who ran off a little bit. I think it's because he didn't want to cause an accident. It wasn't late. So the sprint race, I felt like he was cautious enough to not try to interfere. But going into the GP race, I think him and Morbidelli got something going on where he just tried to prove something and slipped up.
Yeah, I mean, he hit Morbidelli from the back, so and the track slid across the bike slid across the track, and took out Morbidelli, but it caused a red flag, and the race would have been completely different if there was not a red flag. Mr. Reese.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the race could have been different if it wasn't a red flag. That is 100% correct, but I mean, to sit there and say for a wild card to not be able to qualify, should start in the back of the grid? No, because what if he's one of the fastest?
But he's testing anyway, right? So he's there for testing purposes, right? And it's rare that I mean, the best wild card so far that we've seen is, to my knowledge, is Pedrosa finishing fourth.
Right, but I mean, he's there testing. But what if he's the fastest? I mean, yeah, you're not gaining any points, but what if he's not there to gain advantage on anybody? He's there to help the constructor, cup.
Okay.
He's there to get points for the constructors. You know what I mean? He's there for that. He's there for testing. He's not there for himself. You know what I mean?
Okay. Those are valid points, man. I hadn't looked at it that way. So it's nice to have a guy on the inside that can set us straight when we stray. Mr. Bobby Shakes, man, late to the show, but as always, man, Yamaha, you Reese, you guys, he's ready tonight.
Hey, I don't know what pill he swallowed today, but hey, man, he's on the right. He's on the right path now, man. He's on the right path.
I like it.
He's on the right path, man. Listen, if Quattro ain't had that problem, I don't know what y'all gonna be talking about then.
Well, so yes, there is that. I mean, to continue with what I said about, causing a red flag, because Quattararo had his best chance. Not to say the right height device might not have failed in the first race, but, he was leading the race.
Right.
When the red flag came out. So it's like,
I mean, he was leading the race at the red flag, but then you gotta look at this. He was leading the race in the second part of it too, and 5 seconds advantage.
Yeah. No, it was that was brutal, and that was brutal. Let me get your thoughts, Shakes, on the overall race of the races for the weekend and stuff like that, and we'll continue to dive further into just the overall weekend because tire choice played a big part, and I mean it was unfortunate that Michelin didn't know if the soft would go the distance, but obviously it did and dominated. But what were your thoughts of the weekend, Shakes?
I would just love to come on this show and we don't talk conspiracy theories. We don't talk red flag. We don't talk running off the grid. We just talk racing. We just keep everything racing. Listen, my guy crashed out. Another DEI win for Honda and
Man, shut up.
Aprilia. Aprilia's infighting. It's congratulations to everyone. Another win that we handed down. And out of respect for Reese and attack performance, I've decided to concede just for today. Because you have to know when your battles are won or when your battles are lost. And we've been talking about this has to be the smartest MotoGP show on the planet. All of us know that Marquez is the man, but all of us has said all season long from the first week that this guy should have thrown the bike down the ground every week besides one race. This is also the group that said last week that Martin jumping to another manufacturer, he's got to stay with Aprilia, he's got to win, and that's the rumor right now. This is the smartest collection of motorcycle guys that I've ever seen or watched, and just out of respect out of Reese, I will concede for today. But it's getting embarrassing with Ducati, just throwing the bike on the ground. It's getting embarrassing. It's getting embarrassing.
Right. No, I agree. Go ahead, Reese.
Okay, I get it. Pekka throwing the bike down numerous of times and everything else and whatever. But you got to ask yourself, is it the bike or is it him?
Oh, it's definitely the bike.
You sure?
Yeah, we saw that, and Mark even said so. That's why he finished where he finished. The second bike was garbage for both of them, and
okay.
Mark just was able to stay on this time.
Right. So, but my thing is it really the bike after one round when you've been so dominant every other round?
Yeah. Well, again, we'll talk about it. Tire choices. Those guys were on the mediums. They didn't go soft front, and it was cooler.
Well, correct. So now you have temperature that plays a factor, tire choice, the actual ground temperature that plays a factor. You have actual, the track, material that plays a factor. There's everything that plays a factor in this, and then it comes down to where we give you the best bike for that round.
Right.
If we can't get to a perfect setup, it's your job as now the professional to ride around it.
And he's been doing that except for last weekend. Is the first weekend he got the DNF, and this weekend. But you have to keep in mind, Alex Marquez, Mark Marquez, and Pecco crashed out. The lucky boys, as I've dubbed them, they got the shot to get back in their grip position. Alex didn't even bring his bike back to the pit, and he was able to restart. I thought you had to bring the bike back, but maybe I'm thinking Moto 2 or one of these other classes. But I thought you had to bring the bike back, make it back on your bike.
Well, no, you do have to make it back with your bike, but because it was only so many laps, they technically did not start the race.
Gotcha.
Right.
They technically didn't start the race, so restarted minus so many laps so we can get it in on TV time.
Right.
So, I want to say it's like 3 laps, right?
It was 3 laps. That
it's not official, right?
You keep the same grid position, but I didn't realize you also that supersedes everything else.
Right, you have to supersede anything. I mean, the laps do make a factor. 3 laps, you're not even really getting the tire up the temp yet. It's really still kind of like down at the bottom. So I mean, and as you know, when you watch 3 laps, you're still bunched up. you're still right on top of each other until like 5, 6 laps, 7 laps in, where the field starts kind of spreading itself out, and you kind of start settling into the groove to get to the in this round.
Right. What are your thoughts, Smitty, and then we'll go to TJ.
The thoughts on what exactly? On the rule?
On the rule, on the tire choices, is as Reese says, is it the rider, or as far as Ducati,
No.
and or is it just bad setup, bad tire choice?
Okay, so I'm gonna start with a question for Reese, and you hear it all the time in racing, like this track is a track made for this brand, or this brand is better on that track. Why is that? And
Okay,
is that like a real thing, or just something people say and repeat with no merit behind it?
No, that's a real thing.
Okay, why?
It's just like Coda, right?
Yeah.
Coda's the Ducati track. Why? That's Ducati and BMW. I can use and exploit all that horsepower that these bikes have, right?
Okay.
The same thing with a Ducati. The versus the V4 that they have now versus the V4 that the single-sided swing arm.
Yeah.
The single-sided swing arm, they say beats you the hell up. The dual-sided swing arm, they say is a lot smoother, right? So when that comes into play, can I get out of this hole as smoothly as I can and get the power down to the ground, right? So if it's a Ducati track, I can be slow in and fast out, right? But if it's like, say, a Yamaha track, I can be slow, I can be fast in that corner. Certain bikes are faster and keeping corner speed, going in there fast, staying in there. But then I try to come out fast. I'm not as fast as a Ducati or a BMW. I don't have that natural grunt. So when it comes to that, and then it's another one where it's a tight track. Like you go to Barber. Barber's a tight track. So I can flick it around. Which one is easier to flick around? The Yamaha. It's very easy to flick.
Okay, fair.
You know what I mean?
And
so that's where it comes down.
Yeah, and that's what you saw with Quartararo in the second race, was pulling away in the corners, but then Mark was trying to catch him.
Okay,
right.
so maybe to answer the question, maybe Brands Hatch was not a track for Ducatis. That's it, because they all
Silverstone.
I'm sorry, yeah, Silverstone.
Right, and that's where I look at it as. I'm with Smitty, and it could have not been a track for them, because I guarantee you, next race they come out smoking. And then what they're gonna say? Oh, well, yeah. I mean, like, no, it just wasn't your track. I mean, you can't sit there and say it's the bike, it's this, when y'all it's win after win after win of the title and title and title.
Dominant, right?
I can't say that.
But we did see the outside of Mark. Zarco was on soft. Bezecchi was on soft. I think Morbidelli was on soft. Miller was on soft tires, and we saw the difference those guys had. So do you think that the Ducati on a soft tire would have done better?
Well, Morbidelli is on a Ducati, and he it's just how you manage it. Right. And that's what Quartararo was doing. Quartararo was actually managing his tire. He's like, I'm going to get in there as hard as I can, as fast as I can, get a gap. Now I can dial it back, slow it down, keep that tire from dropping. And then once near the end, I'm going to push a little bit more. And that's exactly what he was doing. As he saw his gap drop, he pushed a little bit, then backed off. Pushed a little bit, back. He was managing that whole tire that whole time. If that device didn't happen, he was gone.
Yeah, he was gone for sure. Yeah.
Totally. Oh yeah. No, it was his win. Let's rewind back a little bit. Were you guys surprised? We'll start with TJ at Quartararo getting poled for the third time, and like Bobby says about the show and what we've been saying all year, that these other manufacturers are going to start to catch up to Ducati. Is that something that's happening? You see, TJ?
I mean, I always go back to what you said a few weeks back about like the Ducatis, and especially Marc Marquez, and how fast he's gotten in the beginning of the year, and how you say he's not getting faster, everyone else is getting faster. I am surprised to see Fabio Quartararo get 3 in a row, but I'm, not super surprised. Like when you're feeling it, like you do anything or whatever it takes. And I feel like Fabio is just locked in. He's just trying to get the best out of the Yamaha to get them better. And, they're not nowhere near a championship. So It's good to see him being locked in like that. I just wish, the rest of the crew can stand behind him. Jack Miller did it pretty well in the GP race, but yeah, like we were talking about how this could not be a Ducati track. I figured that it would be because the
It's
amount of
over 3 miles.
backspace. Yeah. So like how much horsepower they could, and they could really put in, but Fabio was just going really hard, and I think it was just heartbreaking. I think he really deserved that. But if that device didn't, I've never seen the Yamaha do that in a while, so it was pretty interesting.
Yeah. No, it was a bad look for them. Smitty, what are your thoughts about what Quartararo did, and also do you think that Alex now is the starting to separate himself from Marquez? Because he's starting to he won the sprint, and he was, once Mark made that mistake, he was able to stay out front and manage the race. And that's, to me, that's the first time he's beaten his brother without his brother crashing out.
Yeah. I mean, it's been his turn, but as for Fabio Quartararo, the first times, like, okay, Yamahas or him, they kind of, they struck lightning that one time. It may not happen again. Second time, okay, they're really on something. Third time, yeah, they're for real. Well, at least that combo is for real. The bike works with him, I guess. And now I'm kind of assuming maybe they're doing what Honda did with Marquez. They're building the bike like around his riding style, and it shows that it's working for him. So I mean, I would see him doing this a few more times, honestly, for the year. And he should get 2 wins this year. You know what I'm saying? At least. And so, and after Alex beat a Mark for the first time straight up, it's bound to happen. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Reese, man, Yamaha and Quartararo and that pole position and overall what they're doing. How do you guys look at that when you were at VIR over this weekend and just seeing what Yamaha is doing at that level? You guys high-fiving each other?
They don't care.
I mean, we look at it like this. We the redheaded stepchild, man. I mean, right. Us down here, the redheaded stepchild. But, I mean, it's great to see the blue back up there. I mean, it shows a lot of potential, what's future to come. I mean, we know that there is stuff in the works. We're the same as out. I mean, there's certain things we know and there's certain things we don't know. We're like, well, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? So, I mean, the stuff that we know about that they're working on, we can see that it's coming, it's working. We just need the full package to get together and say, all right, let's run, so it shows potential.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy, and I've started saying, Ducati might be doing a little bit too much because last year was a lot more seamless than this year, and they still have the potential to win a championship again. So I don't know if the I don't say chaos, but it wasn't as smooth as last year. I don't know if it's worth it if you're going to win the title again. And at this point, it looks like they may do it. As you said, Reese, it's not over till it's over. Shakes, man, you're all Yamaha, but let me see if I can pry you to Honda and Aprilia as far as, these other brands that are stepping up and being very competitive. Zarco on the podium 2 times in a row is huge. Last year we can say it's a fluke. Last round we could say it's a fluke, sort of. The mixed conditions, right? He also got it right this time, and the boy was on the move.
I just want to bring everybody back down to earth. Zarco had a chance, I think, in between week 2 or week 3 to grab podium. So Zarco, and we've said it on the show, Marquez is getting slower, everybody's getting faster. Honda, for some reason, didn't have the power in week 2 or week 3. So Honda's been there all season long. So I'm not really surprised. Bezecchi's been someone that we've been, well, not me. I would never say those words. I would never say those words out of my mouth. Excuse me. Rex has been screaming Bezecchi all season, and he's finally showed up. I don't think it's the bike. I don't think it's the rider. And it's what I said 3 weeks ago. Julius Caesar was a tyrant. He had a Caesar on the Senate floor. Once you showed weakness, the other senators assassinated him. They stabbed him hundreds of times on the Senate floor, and he just bled out, and that was the end of Julius Caesar. It's the same thing with Marquez. The first couple of rounds, he looked unbeatable, like unbeatable. It was Ducati 1, 2, 3. They keep on dropping the bike. They keep on doing little mind games and little tricks to win and then lose. Like Rexy would say, and we all say in the hood, the ball don't lie. The ball is not lying. So it seems that guys, that fear now there's no more fear. It's back. And even Bezecchi, I mean, you're the only person that's been calling his name in all of the sport. And all of a sudden, that guy's got a couple of balls. Like, give me a break. Like, where does this guy come from? It was Martin too, right? Like, oh, this bike stinks. It's not good. I'm out of here. And Bezecchi said, this bike's great. It's everyone's building confidence. Everybody's getting faster. And my team is getting slower. I mean, we're still 1, 2, 3, but we should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we can't get it together. Morbidelli hasn't even shown up yet. And I know that it's a long season, but guys, it's June now. It's June 1st. It's June 1st. I mean, when is Morbidelli going to shut the door? It's very disappointing this season.
You say that, but he's there. Morbidelli's there. It seems like it's the VR46 Academy against the Marquez brother when you look at it, and I think Bezecchi was able to save face and do really well. I think Morbidelli was there. He beat Marquez. Marquez just beat him at the line. Marquez. I have to say Marquez now because when I say Marquez, it could be Alex or Mark now. So I gotta use full names. Which was just as similar with Top Rock and Bulaga. I forget which track they were at. Czech Republic. And yes. So that was pretty impressive. So Morbidelli was, that much away from getting third place on the podium, and Mark had to work for that third place. It wasn't the normal as Mark, finish in front of everybody, whatever third place, second place, first place. So do you think that this is something that we're going to see all season, guys? It's going to be more competitive. It's going to be more fun to watch, like it has been this round. Even in France, it was exciting to watch because people dropped the bike on the last turn and on the last lap. So it's never a foregone conclusion that you're in first place for most of the laps. That we could talk about Moto 2 with Aaron Canet. Finishing fourth and ran most of that race in first place. We'll start with TJ. You think is it? I know some stuff is track dependent, but we're seeing bikes that didn't perform well at certain tracks do well now, and Marquez didn't win at certain tracks, and he's starting to do stuff. So, do you think it's going to be tracks that are for Ducati that we're going to see dominance, and if not, there's a possibility, or these guys are really figuring all this thing out?
I think around this time of year, the bikes are pretty much figured out. It's more of like just having the right setup when you go to the track, the next track. But then I also think it's more now on the rider because if the bike's pretty much figured out, you just got to go out and perform. I'm looking at Pecco versus Marc Marquez, and they're both factory riders, and they look opposite right now. Like Pecco's going through it and Mark's having a great old time. Right now I think it's on Pecco's setup or whatever he's doing wrong, his routine. But yeah, I think right now it's on the rider.
Okay, that's what's up. Smitty, anything you want to add?
No, not follow what he said because I agree with what he just said. So
There's no way you agree with TJ said.
Once in a blue moon, man. I agree.
Okay. Well, let me ask this, Smitty. The rumors. Let's talk about that. how do you see the rumors as far as what we've heard? And I guess I'll say what I've heard.
It's a lot of rumors.
A lot of them. Martine going somewhere else. Jack Miller going somewhere else. Top Rock going somewhere else. Bulaga going somewhere else. And probably Acosta going somewhere else, which means Morbidelli's going somewhere else. Let's talk about specifically Martine, because apparently, and he hasn't called me lately, but apparently there's a clause in his contract, and when we talk about read the fine print, I don't know how his manager was able to put all this fine printing on KTM and now on Aprilia. I mean, I don't know. There's performance clauses in his contract apparently where he can say, hey, if the bike ain't doing something, I can bounce.
I get it. To me, it's kind of whack in a sense, like, he rode the bike once. He has no clue what the bike can do in his hands. So he's jumping ship, if it's true, way too soon. It really is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like dating a girl because you only, like do the deed, yet you want to leave. Like, give her a chance, man. You know what I'm saying? And then she's back, then leave.
But what if
soon,
in the case of Martine, he has data that he can look at, and he had data from Ducati, so he does have some knowledge there. And Reese, you can back me up on that. Is this enough of a is it possible to look at data from two different manufacturers and be like, okay, this bike I want to leave, kind of thing? And like Smitty's saying, and I feel the same way. I do feel like you should stick around. You should, do this thing overall. I know them days are gone, and it seems, as far as being loyal is the word I'm looking for. And I feel like, you signed a contract and you crashed, probably came back too soon, and you crashed out and hurt yourself even further. And now you're talking about wanting to leave. So, what are your thoughts?
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm gonna add one more thing. I don't care about the whole part about being loyal at all. My thing is give them like a chance first, then leave. If you don't like it, once it's, okay, I did a couple races on it, it's not for my style, then bounce. But loyalty, not.
Smitty, once you have experience, you can meet somebody in a minute, and you know it's time to bounce.
Hold on a second. I want to stay with Smitty. You talk about loyalty. Why are you loyal? Why don't you jump ship? Why don't you come in on a wooden bike?
No.
Well, I mean, you're on a losing bike. The last time you guys had a good frame was Repsol.
Listen, man, it'll come back around soon, okay? I ain't worried about it.
Unbelievable.
Hey,
I can't with you guys. You guys are giving me a migraine.
It's like a marriage. You have ups and downs, man. Now we're in a down year, so I'm here drinking.
Hey, listen, a marriage is completely different from securing a machine that could get you podium.
I guess.
That is. Reese, what are your thoughts on the contract issues at Martine?
First, I mean, hey, Bobby, you know what I'm saying? You leaving your peoples right now wearing blue, so I'm just saying. But so you already came to the winning brand. You knew better because you knew better, so you did better. But anyway, so hey, just saying. But this whole contract thing, I mean, I'm with Smitty. Give the bike a chance. I mean, you rode it one time. I mean, you haven't been full health yet. And it's the same thing that goes back for Pekka, and it goes to any of these riders. There's a lot of things we don't tell the riders because once it's in their head, they think it's that. It's I don't know what it is. I don't know what it does. It's like you tell a rider something and it stays. And it's like it just stays in their head. And then once they're in there, they're the worst rider ever for some reason. They're just, I can't do this. It's in their head, for real. And I don't know if it's one with Pekka, if it's in his head, but I believe it's in his head. Jorge, he had, like I said, he just haven't been full health. You haven't been full health to even know what the bike does because the bike was trash. Espargaro wouldn't have been doing it, but maybe the bike was only good for him, for at least. But you can't say the bike is trash.
Yeah. And Vinales is able to prove that, and Bezzecchi, and you had the top dog at Aprilia saying the bike can win, Martine.
Right, and then the bike just won with Bezzecchi on there. So I mean, yes, there was certain situations, yes, but to still be at a distance like that, it's still even remotely because you can't win if you don't have the chance or you're not in position to win.
Right.
So for Bezzecchi to be in position to win, to take advantage of a situation, that shows a lot where the bike stands. So
And he
you
came back
haven't
from
been at
seventh
full health.
place. So I think he was seventh
Right.
place or something. So it's not like he got lucky up front. He fought his way through.
Right. And you haven't been at full health. And then the last one, I don't know what happened. It looked like you tucked the front and landed straight on your already injured area. Mm-hmm. So was that you or was that the bike? Because you came back well too soon. I think you should have took out one more round. Because at the end of the day, you was already out of the championship. The points was over. You was already out of the championship. So what is the point of rushing to come back, stay full, get full health, then come back? That's just like, if, Gagne got hurt or anybody got hurt and they want to come back now. Why? Just take the time, relax. Get better, get full health, now come back. Because you rushing, all you're going to do is get hurt more. And now you're sitting here blaming the bike, saying that the bike is trash. And then you want to go to what? Honda.
That's all that's left.
Right. I'm like,
he can't go to KT. I mean, maybe Yamaha, but he can't go to KTM. He can't go back to Ducati.
Right. So, I mean, you're just going down. Like,
he's Vinales number 2. Somebody said on the other show. He's starting to be Vinales number 2.
I mean, technically he is. He's going to be another Vinales and just want to leave. And after a while, guess what? You're going to be seeing yourself right out of GP going down to Moto2 or World Superbike.
I mean, you're not wrong, but yeah.
You're going to be seeing yourself right on another out of the big picture. Because guess what? Once you get to that Moto2, once you leave GP, ain't coming back.
You're stuck. Yeah.
You're done.
It seems like if you have the right attitude as a rider, even if you're not the best rider, and I'm not saying Miller's not the best rider, but he comes to mind, he's well liked in the paddock.
Right. He's well liked. And look at Taka Nakagami. Look how long he was there.
Yeah. So I think if you are well liked, you'll get more chances if you're not winning.
Right. So right now, it looks like you just jumping ship. You don't even want to stay and fight. So it's looking bad on you, not the bike. It's looking bad on him.
And he got a bunch of money because that's what pissed off Vinales. It's like, so it's not like he didn't get paid for it either. Let's talk about some of the other ones. And I'll throw this out first. The way Zarco is running, even if he's not on the factory colors, he should be getting the factory money. If any other, you got, I believe Luca's coming up on his contract. I think Mir's good for one more year, so I think Mir might be safe. If they're trying to put a Martin or a Top Rack on a Honda, it should only be one seat available because Zarco should go factory. TJ?
Zarco should go factory, 100%.
Yeah, no, I definitely think we were talking about if Zarco deserved a factory seat, and it shows now. I mean, he's won a wild race at his home track, and he's always been doing pretty well, and just recently, always front running. So Honda's definitely stepped it up from the start of the year, and I always like Joan Mir. As long as he can stay up, I feel like he can help Honda as well. I mean, he's a solid rider, I think. I mean, people talk about his championship being only 16 rounds or something like that, but hey,
Spurs 96.
I mean, you got something you can work with. I mean, that one seat, who knows? I don't know if it'll be Top Rack or Martin, which that Martin thing, I think he should stay where he's at. So right. he's gonna dig a deeper hole eventually. And like I was saying before, he got balls to say the rumor to come out like this because knowing how many seats are actually available each year, like there's not Jordan out there really,
And it's only been the last couple of years that MotoGP's the rumors been coming down the pipeline. Before they were pretty tight-lipped on everything. You didn't know what was happening, but especially this year it's been pretty crazy. Mr. Honda, I'm not even like how do you see this playing out? With for next season. or the foreseeable future. Because Miura is nice. Luca is, I mean, he just got hurt at Suzuka, so that's unfortunate for him. I wish him speedy recovery. But like, how do you see? Because the other Honda riders are starting to be competitive, even if they're not finishing on the podium or finishing because of crashing and stuff like that. When they're riding, they seem to be moving forward and not backwards.
Right. Well, Zarco should get the factory spot. However, these things you never know, because go back a couple years ago when Martin was on the satellite team, and the rumor was that he was going factory, right? And matter of fact, the year before that, the Beast was supposed to get it, right?
He got it. Yeah, the Beast got him and the Beast was fighting for it, and the Beast got it.
Sorry, between the Beast and Martin, and the Beast got it.
Yeah,
and we were all shocked by that. So nowadays, you could say Zarco, deserves it, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't have an answer for that one. But it'd be good to see, just Honda do better, and just hope the best riders go to Honda. That's it, really.
All right. Yeah, you're not going to give any names, though. You're just going to say the best riders.
Nah, I mean, I don't know, because there's Martin, there's Acosta, there's Top Rack, but I mean, if I was the Honda CEO, I'll probably get Acosta, honestly.
All right. Okay.
Based on youth and potential, you know what I'm saying? So
got you, and less baggage.
Yeah, and keep him around like a decade,
Right. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that, Reese? Because out of the three riders, Toprak, Martin, and Acosta. And you can speak on Zarco too. Acosta does have the lesser baggage as far as contract stuff and wanting to leave stuff, because Toprak in his own right has also been outspoken about what he wanted to do too.
Right. I mean, me personally, I'm going Zarco. Zarco's your veteran. He knows how to develop a bike. He knows how to. The biggest thing that a lot of people don't understand is, can you as a rider develop a bike, but also can you speak to your crew chief and your crew? Can you speak to us? Because we can't tell. We don't know what the bike's doing. You have to be able to explain to us in detail, but very precise on what this bike is doing. And then the crew chief can know what he's doing and say, okay, I need this such change to give you the better bike. It's just like, I'll give you an instinct. Cameron Bobier, he can speak to a crew chief like nobody else's business, but he's going to be like, everywhere is good except turn 6, right? It doesn't do this, such in turn 6, but everywhere else is good. We'd be like, well, we could change it, but it may mess up somewhere else. And he'll tell you straight up, fuck it, leave it. Just leave it just like it is. I'll ride around it in turn 6. That's where it comes down to play as a rider. Can you explain what the bike is doing? We can't tell you what the bike is doing. We could see with data and everything else, and this is such as whatever, but you're the one riding it. You have to explain what it's doing so we can know, so we can adjust the problem. If you can't, then that's the key. So I'm going with Zarco, because Zarco is a very, very knowledgeable rider. He can explain it. Acosta, yes, he can. He's very young, but when you're young, you're very naive.
Okay.
You're very, very naive. Sometimes you may not be paying attention to what the bike is doing. You're just trying to ride around it, or just trying to get to where a point is, and you'll come back, I don't know what it did, but I know it did this. Okay, so how the hell are we supposed to fix that? You're not telling us what it did, but you want somebody that's very knowledgeable. And then you have kind of I'm going Zarco because you have Mir. If you still have Mir, he's 1 year. He's not young, but he's still talented. Sort of. He's still there. What were you saying?
No, I was gonna say he's still there. When Mir won, to me, I had my thoughts but just watching him with Honda and stuff like that, it's like if he feels good, he's quick, and he's
right. He's still there. He is. He's still there. But Marini, like you said, I wish him the best and wish him speedy recovery. I just don't think the Honda fits him well. I don't think it fits his riding style, his type of capability riding well. I know his dad, brother Ross, he told him, don't go there. It's a dead zone. He didn't listen. He wanted to go. But, I think he should have stayed where he's at.
Yeah, I was surprised by that too, honestly, because I think we were saying that it must be some deal that Rossi's going to get one of them Hondas finally that Honda promised him by having Marini go to him. But if you're saying that he just didn't listen to Rossi, yeah, that is a it's a bad look. But
Right.
everybody wants the factory seats, right?
Yeah.
Right. Everybody wants the factory seat because you want that money. You want the factory seat. You want the spotlight. You want the money. You want the notoriety. But you can get it, but you got to also be able to keep it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be also keep this thing. And sometimes you can't keep it. Then guess what? Where you going after that? To the next factory or to the satellite teams?
So
and you go to the satellite team. That's it.
Yeah. So keep Mir and Zarco.
I'm keeping Mir, right? I'm keeping Mir and Zarco and Acosta. Nah, I want somebody where Honda's at. I want somebody where we can put in the seat and win now, not win 5 years down the line.
Okay.
Right. I can see that. Well, yeah, it's going to be Zarco and Mir. I think Jack Miller might just be aging out a little bit, not literally, but I just feels like he started with Honda. So for him to go back, I think he may just want to ride right now.
Yeah, I think he just wants to ride. And I think he's going to end up, from what I keep hearing, him and Oliveira is already signing for next year with Pramac.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, I was looking at that. It is a 1-year deal he has. So, and Oliveira is he's had a worse situation than Rins as far as staying healthy. When you think about Rins and Oliveira in the last 4 years, I don't know how many seat times they had on bike, but I don't think they made it 21 rounds in 4 years.
No, not at all. But I honestly believe, and a couple of times believe that Rins is on his last leg right now. He needs to prove himself this year. If not, I think he's going to see himself out of that seat.
Yeah. He's walking with a limp, so it's pretty bad. Bobby Shakes, man, you heard all that. I know you got the Yamaha gear on, but what are your thoughts about the possibilities of Honda and who they may get on the factory seat next year?
I don't know. I think the season has to play out. I think. Hold on. Let me bust everybody's balloon.
This guy's nuts.
Zarco has a wet win, right?
And
he also has a podium when Marquez crashed out. I have yet seen
Marquez finished third.
Yeah, but he should have won that race. He should have won that race. Come on,
man. We're talking to somebody that likes Ducati, so it's kind of hard.
So I haven't seen a factory dominate a race yet. I've seen little things happen and then people sneak in. So, but I do agree with Reese. Zarco has the experience. He has the knowledge. There's some that we talked about where a lot of people don't like Marquez because he's on the old bike and he's not developing the new bike, where Pecco was going through the bumps and bruises. And like Reese said, that's a part of racing also. Not can I get it around the track, but can I come back to the paddock and say, hey, listen, this. It's because like Reese said, he doesn't know what's going on in turn number 6. He's not there. You've got it. So you got to develop the bike. So I guess Zarco would be a good choice because of the experience. But let's not get crazy. We have Top Rack, who's dominant. And what I see now with what I hate about life now is when we talk about the Rossis and the Floyd Mayweathers and the Michael Jordan 6-0, Floyd 50-0. Nobody has time to develop. Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to be the king. We know the king is Rossi. That's it. Everybody knows Jordan is the king. Everybody knows Mayweather's the king. So a lot of young people just don't have time. They don't want to develop. They all want to win. So if they're going to jump ship, they're going to jump ship. And I think Honda wants to win. And I think they have a real chance with Top Rack. And this is just a rumor. So we're just pulling names out of a hat, right? We're just pulling names out of the hat. We don't know what's going on.
It's Cinco de Mayo.
I mean, as Top Rack goes, I mean, think about yes, he's a capable rider of putting it in a great position, but is he capable of dominating or winning as he does in World Superbike?
I don't think so.
Remember, the one thing is different. The biggest thing, that chassis is completely lightweight. If I flick it too left, it's going down. If I flick it too right, it's going down. That chassis is light. So it's like trying to put him on that and then put him off of it's two different bikes.
Right. And the riding style would be different. And I would say, the reason I say that is Bender has a similar style to Toprak, or Toprak has a similar style to Bender, where he tends to back it in and goes around corners that way generally. And we see Bender struggling with that, where the other KTMs are not doing that, and they seem to be a little bit quicker. So I think he would have to change his riding style. I mean, obviously he would, because it's a MotoGP bike. But he would, he's going to have to be smoother.
Right. And I mean, you see that now with the BMW. I mean, he's riding it hard. I mean, he's riding hard as heck. I mean, you can't ride a MotoGP too hard. You can ride it hard and ride it at the limit, but there's that fine line at that limit. There's that fine line. You go past that limit, that's your ass.
Yeah.
But also, aren't there, I mean, I don't know the controls of World Superbike, but I know MotoGP controls is obviously a little bit different, or a lot. They got the ride device and a whole bunch of other buttons compared to World Superbike. So you need a lot of testing to even say I want to be top 5 out of the season. So I don't know.
And to implement that in rhythm too. It's one thing to learn it, but it's another thing to incorporate it in your game. You know what I mean? And and hitting it at the right time and making sure it's bottoming out at the right time, for lack of a better word, or releasing at the right time, so that way you can take Bezecchi had a good point in post in the press conference, because he said he's never ridden on the bikes before ride height devices in MotoGP. So for him, it's a natural progression just to be where he's at. So where Toprak has been World Superbike, and it's a completely different feel. And we've seen riders struggle. To Jake Dixon's, Joe Roberts, these guys come over on Moto2, and the Moto2 chassis is the closest thing to MotoGP chassis. Struggle to that fine line to get that feel. I forget which one said that Honda wants to win now. So I think Toprak, while he did amazing things on that BMW very first season, I don't believe he'll do that. If Pedro Acosta couldn't do it as a rookie, I can't see Toprak coming in and doing the same thing.
No.
Agree.
I can't see it.
So let me ask guys, out of the Alex, the French, Alex, Pecco, Marquez, these three seems to be, starting to become a little bit, not say inconsistent, it's not the right word, but Mark's in the lead, so I guess he has the least to worry about. But Mark has made mistakes at three races, GP races, and he got a lucky break this last one. Out of those three guys, who needs to make the most change going forward?
The most change?
Yeah,
that's easy to say. I mean, there's only one name that you can put that. That's Pekka. I mean, shit. Do you need to say any more?
Well, I mean, Mark also has to stop crashing, because if not, he could be in Pecco land soon.
Yeah, I mean, he could be. Hold on. Could be is the key word.
Yeah.
Pekka got to finish a goddamn race.
But again, Mark crashed out of 2 races. Crashed out of 2 races. I guess he jumped on the bike or whatever. But Pecco, this is second DNF for Pecco. So
Pecco gotta get out of his head. Yeah, Pecco gotta get out of his head. Stop being a little bitch and ride. I'm sorry.
It's that big for him, man.
Sorry. Figure it out. Develop the bike, and let's do it. But goddamn, you got 2 championships, brother. Right. You're not a world championship for nothing.
Yeah. So he should he just stop talking and just develop the bike and ride and not worry about, because he already got, you have a good point. He already has 2 championships. It's not like he's any of the other guys that don't have a championship in MotoGP right now. He actually has 2. So I mean, he didn't win last year, but he won back to back. So not to say he get a pass, but like, is he making too much of a big deal out of this?
Yes, he's worrying about what they're doing. You got 2 guys in one garage. You're worrying about this guy on this side of this garage. Fuck him. Worry about your bike. You're worrying about what they're doing over there, so you're losing focus on what you need to do over here. You're worrying about, oh, well, Mark's bike looks good. And this bike, every time I hear him speak, he's always saying Mark's bike looks good and he's doing this, or Mark. Fuck Mark, man. Worry about what your bike is doing. Like, figure it out. Like, you were a 2-time championship winner back to back. So there had to be a reason why. You can't just jump on the bike and expect it to be good. And this is why, again, I'm glad that in 27, they're going back to the old ways and taking all the electronics away from these guys. Because it's like all the young generation, all they want to do is get on the bike and twist the throttle and push a button. That's it. That's all they want to do is twist the throttle. The bike is perfect. I'm going to ride and I'm going to do this. Ride the damn bike like you know how to ride it. Ride around it. There's certain things you got to ride around. It just comes down to that. You have to learn how to ride around certain things. You have to. And literally, I know Lewis, if he was here, he would agree. That's why Mark is who he is. There's certain things Mark can ride around and Mark can't ride around. But that's what makes him a great champion. I hate the kid. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. But I give him his flowers. I give the guy his respect. He is a hell of a rider and a hell of a champion. But he knows how to ride around that bike, and he knows how to come back and explain what that bike is doing. And he just knows how to ride. He knows what to do.
How can anybody hate Marquez, man? I don't understand the hate, man.
Lots of reasons.
There's a lot of reasons on that MNF. I could give you a booklet on that, man.
You know, I'll say this: Marquez. I like Marquez as much as I possibly can, and since I've been following racing, and not because of his accident, but because of his accident, he's a different person, and he's a more likable person. Before that, he was an arrogant son of a bee, right? He did everything to win, and we saw it. I mean, up until, following people around and qualifying, he was the first one I really saw do that and deliberately do it. Even when people are trying to be like, yo, nah, man. Remember when he robbed that one from Vinales? I forget which track that was, following Vinales around, and he got pole. It's like, how's it robbing? Again, I can go on, right?
I mean, you can go on with Marquez. I mean, there's a lot of lists that you can go on while you hate the kid. Like I said, I hate him, but I give him his flowers. I give him the respect, and I give it to him. He's smart as hell.
Christ, man.
Yeah. He's smart as. But these are things that other riders didn't do, right? The guy Pecco always try to make his own lap time, right? The guys that just try to make their own lap time and not worry about that at all, and it is what it is. I'll let someone else talk because I'll keep going on.
I mean, I've been saying this all season, and you've been fighting me all season. This is Pecco's best year, blah, blah, blah. Still is. I mean, he's been saying this all season. If this is Pecco's best season ever, then why is there doubt
in his mind?
In his mind and in everybody else's mind. Listen, this show said it first, and the show's going to say it again. That factory seat might go to Alex if Pecco doesn't dial in, and Pecco has to dial in. Enough's enough. You got to win.
You ain't got to win. Just finish.
Right. Just to stay on the bike. But I think it's time for Pecco to start to think about second place is mine. And then here's the thing, and this is the crazy thing, which I don't understand about what the hell's going on. And I think everybody's figured it out besides Ducati. Marquez is going to fuck it up. All we got to do is manage the race. That's all we got to do.
It's not saying he's going to fuck it up. is anybody. You don't have to win all the time. You just got to be consistent. That's all you got to be. Just be consistent. And Pekka's not consistent. He's not being consistent. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. If you can be consistent, you win second, third all the time. By the time someone fucks it up, you're going to turn around. You're like, damn, I'm only 5 points or 10 points behind this guy.
Right. But I'll not a defense, but there are a lot of people that that's why I said that's why I started saying he's having his best season, because from the first, second round, people were dogging him already. And I think that people turned on him. And he was finishing third all the time. And it's like, I'm happy with third. It's going to be correct me if I'm wrong, it's a fatter check than sixth and seventh and eighth place, right? So it's like, I'm going to be happy with third. And a lot of people have been dogging him with the third places. And I'm like, but there's a lot of other riders that have finished below him and they're not taking the same heat. So it's been a lot, at his door, but at the same time, he's a VR46 Academy rider. I gotta assume Rossi's in his ear telling him ignore all this, and keep it moving. I gotta assume that's what that is, because we can see it with some of these other VR46 Academy riders.
He's not closing the gap. I don't understand why you keep on making excuses for this gentleman. He's not getting closer to second or first place.
He finished in front of Mark in qualifying.
He's drifting. He's more closer to fourth and fifth and sixth, and he is to 3 and 2.
Qualifying just one. All I need to do is qualify is get one fast lap.
That's it.
You gotta watch.
That's it. I need one fast lap, and that's just like if I'm getting chased by a bear or something, I ain't gotta be the fastest. I gotta be faster than you. That's it.
Right. I got a broken clock on the wall right now saying 9:23. It's right.
So
still broken.
But my point is, like, qualifying, he qualified in front of Marquez and
once.
Well, I mean, you got to
there it is. My broken clock is right. It says 9:23.
Quartararo started in front of Marquez 3 times already, so we can't use the broken clock rule anymore. And so, and the season is still young. We're not even halfway. We're not even at the summer break yet. So, but you're right, Reese. I mean, I do feel that, Pecco can't be saying Mark can make a tractor go fast and do these things. He does have to find his own place. But, it's and I'm no fast rider like these guys. But when you're in your head, man, that you can hang out there for a bit. You know what I mean? And so I don't know what it is for him, why he doesn't. He's not thinking like a Marquez in the sense of like, I'm just going to ride around it and I'm going to do what I'm doing. I mean, granted, he answers questions and reporters and such ask him. So I don't know if he's necessarily just going to complain, but he's answering the question. But TJ, Smitty, what are your thoughts on those 3 guys, the top 3 Ducatis?
No, honestly, Mark is fine. Just Mark had to turn it down a tiny bit. Like I said before, I'm going to use some numbers, and it's just me just talking numbers. I feel that to ride on your edge and not crash, you got to ride about 99.5% to be your best. Mark is at 99.9%. And when it hits that 100, he crashes. If he comes down a tiny bit, just to, I don't ride that hard every single corner, he'll be fine. That's his only problem, honestly. Pecco, he's in his head, like you said. He's worried about the wrong stuff. Something's wrong with him right now. I don't know what it is. He's just not doing his job the way he should. So, and he needs to pick it up some. Unlike Mark, he needs, come down some. But
yeah, it seems like that. What about yourself, TJ?
Well, yeah, we all know Mark is a smart rider. So, I mean, I think he's playing the game right. He wants his championship after the terrible, injuries he's been through. He felt like he's back. I think we know he crashes, but I think he's testing the limits. He has a little bit of breathing room. I mean, Alex is doing really well. I mean, I feel like that bike was just already built for him. He didn't really have to adjust anything. He's just out there riding, and it doesn't have to give much feedback because it's already, pretty much set for him. So, I mean, I think they're doing well. As far as Pecco, he needs to change his, like I was saying a long time ago, he needs to change his routine. It's hard to change someone's routine, but he needs to approach something different. He needs to figure out like some master plan, like pull a tear off on somebody that causes like a race interruption or something. He needs to find something that Mark did in a way where he can like take an advantage of something because his pouting face, you see his energy, it's not working right now. He needs to, stay focused on his side of the paddock, like Reese was saying, and just worry about his racing and staying consistent. I mean, we know he's good for crashing out, at least 6 times like he did last year.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but hopefully he can get out of the way.
Hopefully. I'll ask this to Shakes, but also all you guys, because TJ just brought up a point about pouting. We didn't see Quattararo crying or Pecco crying, but they reported that they might have been in tears and stuff like that. I mean, we've seen this with Toprak and stuff like that. I don't remember the older riders back at having that kind of breakdown at the track and stuff like that. Is it just because there's more cameras around? There's no issue with people crying or anything like that, but it's something more that it's something more that we're seeing and for racing, right? And it's not like they didn't, and it's just a race, not even like they lost the championship, right? So
the culture's different. The culture's completely different. These guys are no longer athletes. Like, none of these guys are athletes. They're investments. Moto GT, Moto 2, Moto 3, Superbike, this, that, club racing. Those are the athletes. These guys are investments. So there's a lot of money and a lot of pressure that's on them. We're talking millions and millions of dollars. It's like when Ronaldo in the World Cup, that Nike gave him a pair of gold boots and he didn't want to play. He had an injury and he had to play with an injury. You're an investment. You're no longer an athlete. So that pressure, that corporate pressure is crazy. It's not back in the day where, no shade to anybody. You're on a 500cc bike. We're going to have a cigarette. You win the race. You're popping champagne. You're smoking a cigarette. You're drinking with the boys on the corner. That's gone. There's physio. There's mental health profession. There's, I lost a race using this soap. I got to use this soap. I got to go see a sports psychologist. You're an investment now. And once you become an investment, there's a lot of pressure. And it's more pressure than it ever is because there's millions and millions and millions of dollars are at stake. And then there's TV people, right? So it's not only the factories, not only the sponsors, it's also the networks. Hey, listen, man, we got to sell tickets to watch you. We got to sell ad spots. It's completely different. I think it's more pressure now. The culture is completely different. Bro, before it was like, Larry Bird blew out his back farming. I mean, you can't farm right now. You're an investment. So the pressure is ballooned to way too much. I think that's the bad part. I think too much money. What do you think, Reese? Too much money's in the sport now. I know.
I agree with you.
Not being a pussy. I know you're gonna say it, Reese.
Nah. I mean, I agree with you to some extent, but I mean, I've been now, like I said, 11 years. There was times I was in the paddock, and I still have the pictures when I was at the GP race in Coda when it was Lorenzo and Lorenzo and Rossi. And there was a lot of crying behind the scenes with Lorenzo. A hell of a lot of crying. And I'm sitting there like, dude, why are you being a little bitch? I mean, I still have the pictures of it, and I still have the pictures of, when he told me not to take pictures of him because he was messing with a female at Austin at the club because he didn't want publicity.
Jesus.
So I have a lot of stuff to see about that. So, I mean, I can't say it's now. I just think it's more open now. Okay. They want to publicize it. Before they were kind of behind the scenes and crying and doing this and bitching and complaining. Because, I mean, that's why there was a wall built with Rossi and Lorenzo, because there was the, feuds and fights. But it just wasn't so public. Now it's public. It's just like anything else. Now it's public. And like Bob said, it's the generation now that we have. They're not built like we were back in the day. They saw that. They want to complain. Oh,
Can hear you. I think I can hear you. You can might not be able to hear us, but
Yo.
yeah, I can hear you.
all right.
Okay,
I
there
can
you
hear you.
Go ahead,
Yeah, I can hear
Smitty.
you.
Don't complain because you're a young chap.
Yeah, you're a young one.
For
You
me,
was-
I'm probably the oldest guy here next to Rex, man.
No way.
Yes way, man.
No way.
I just act young, man.
What year were you born, Smitty?
77, man.
Oh yeah, you're a baby. And TJ, what are you? 83?
86.
Look at that. I got kids older than you too.
39.
You got your whole life ahead of you, TJ. You too, Smitty.
Young boys. Man. What are your thoughts, guys, on that? As Reese was saying, I mean, I guess it's always been going on. We're just not seeing it as much. We're seeing it more now. But watching Quattararo was tough because he, again, I know what it's like to struggle. It doesn't matter what level you are. If you got 3 or 4 years and you're not finishing where you want to finish in whatever thing you're doing, it doesn't feel good riding home. It doesn't feel good during the week. And at the end of the day, you hear the criticism, even if some of the criticism is supposed to be support. You still hear it, and you don't hear it as support. You hear it as criticism and stuff like that. So do you think for him, it was just a longer stretch of time, and the thing was right in front of him? It wasn't his fault. That's the hardest part.
I mean, the feeling does suck, but I mean, grow up. You know what I'm saying? It's life. It happens. You're gonna crash. You're gonna take some L's and defeat and get beat up from time to time. But why cry about it? Honestly,
Okay, all right.
I think it's
too harsh, but
Hey, listen, man. Different generations, as Shake says. No, I feel you there. I feel you there. It's it is a tough sport, and mentally you have to find yourself back there. But like Shake says, if you're a commodity and you have other things to worry about, it's not just racing anymore. It's not like we're going away at the weekend, and the worst thing is we spent our money for the weekend, regardless of where we finish. People's lives are dependent on this for the success of riders or whatever the investment is. What are your thoughts, TJ?
Well, I mean, just talking about Fabio, like for him to get pole 3 times in a row, he's trying his hardest. I mean, like, we had a race restart. Just when you're winning and then you have a race restart, you're like, oh my god, like why? Like,
Right. Because it's never guaranteed. Hang on a second. It's never guaranteed if you're out front in the first race and there's a red flag and you get a restart. There's no guarantee that you're going to be back out in first place on the restart.
Exactly.
And he was able to do that for many laps.
Yeah, and then when we see someone stretch out like that, we're like, all right, they're pushing too much. They're about to lose the front or something like that. So that was not what I was expecting, but like I was hoping it didn't happen. And to hear that the ride for height device got stuck, very, very disappointing. Knowing that how hard he tried, especially he had it in his hands. Yeah. Obviously, it wasn't his fault, so I would definitely be very disappointed going back. And obviously, he's a champion as well. He's just got to be humble and only know that the right things are coming after this. So you just got to have the right mindset.
No doubt. I completely agree. Is there anything you guys want to say before we get out of here? Anything I didn't touch on that you might want to talk about?
Nah, nothing offhand.
This is the best damn MotoGP show on the planet. I mean, the insight from Smitty, TJ, and Reese every week, the comedic, the knowledge. What we've said on this show, or what you guys have said of the show, is now becoming rumors in MotoGP. Just goes to show that we're on to something here. And thank you so much, guys, for allowing me to be with you every week.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy your comedic relief. Trust me.
I'm not even going to ask you where you got the hat from.
And I enjoy Rex never being wrong about Pecco, man.
I ain't saying wrong.
I
Listen,
ain't gonna
man.
lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. I think Pecco's paying Rex something. Seriously, man.
I know.
It has to be. Has to be.
It's not over till it's over, man.
Rex.
I did say Pekka was going to win, and he didn't. But I did also shout out Bezecchi and Morbidelli.
You did, but Rex, honestly, we all need a cut for what Pecco's paying you. Seriously, man.
Yeah, I know. Right.
Yeah.
I know he's getting paid.
If only. I listen after the race, after the summer break, we'll see how it goes.
You keep moving the goalposts, man.
Nah, I've always said the summer break. I've always said it's not over until you run out of points. So actually, now I am moving the goalposts because I'm saying sooner.
First it was, hey, wait till we get to Europe. You know what I'm saying? We're here already, man.
Yeah, and again, you know, it's Mark had 2 DNF. Well, he got some points, but he crashed out. So it's still pretty close. You know what I'm saying? It's still he came back after he was down 90 points when he won the first one and came back. So I'll at least give him that. But you know, if we can't sway you from Honda, man, come on. Let's you know what I'm saying? Come on. Nope. I'm trying to be like you. You know, I'm sticking with my guy.
Understood. Man.
You know, and I'm trying to be fair, you know, because it's we have some integrity here on the Be Forever Cool show.
Kind of not being fair, but okay though.
What do you mean? We're being fair.
You are a Pecco lover / Marquez hater, man. I mean,
and vice versa, right? So there you go.
Nah, I don't mind Pecco at all. He just can't hold a candle mark. That's all.
And that's where we disagree.
All right, he ain't doing it right now, so.
And no one. Actually, they're starting as we said, they are starting to, but we'll see how it goes. That's the beautiful thing about it, man. And you know, we get to watch this thing and talk about it and see, and you never know. And you know, as a racer, as somebody who struggled racing, it's not over until you decide it's over. So.
Right.
And that's the mentality you end up. At the end of the day, you got to have.
Gotcha. Understood.
No doubt. I want to thank everyone for coming on. Next week we'll pick the winners for the Aragon round. I got to do some research and see who I'm going to pick next week because you always know it's very difficult.
Yeah, real difficult. Marquez 1, Alex 2, Pecco 3. We could cancel next week's show.
Peace, guys.
Peace.
Peace.